Ghostface is back. Ghostface is back. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't help myself. This knife is actually really sharp. Like, you have no idea. It's like, it's a freaking, yeah, okay, let's put that away. That was not good. That's really good. That's a Damascus blade, and it's like super sharp, and it's not very safe. That was a bad joke. Anyways, Ghostface is back, okay? Oh my god, I have been a fan of the Scream franchise since 1997, which means it came out 25 years ago, and I remember watching it when it came out, which means that I am officially old. But look, that's not the point. The point is, Ghostface is back, and if you are a fan of the Scream movies and franchise in general, especially the original trilogy, then without saying any spoilers right now, I'm just going to say, go and watch it. You'll have a good time. It's really, really good. It's not perfect. Like, honestly, it's not perfect. There are quite a few things that were wrong with it. But overall, as a Scream fan, I am very happy, especially after the travesty that was Scream 4. But yeah, I mean, it's our first Scream movie in like 11 years. I'm very happy. It's original cast. And when I say original cast, I mean original cast. It's really good. So if you don't want to have any spoilers and you just want to know whether it's good or not, and if you should watch it, yes, go and watch it, then come back and watch the rest of this video. But if you have seen it, or if you don't care about spoilers, let's just have a quick talk about it, I guess. So Scream 5, or Scream as they're calling it, has Neve Campbell in it as Sidney Prescott. It's got Courtney Cox as Gale Weathers. So she's reprising her role as Gale Weathers. It's got David Arquette, so Courtney Cox's ex-husband, as Dewey. You know, dum 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 dum, that Dewey. And you'll be surprised to hear this. It's even got Skeet Ulrich. Is that how you say his name? Skeet Ulrich, the guy who played Billy Loomis.
Don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
Even he's in it. And yeah, okay, I don't like it when franchises do that, where they bring back a dead character as a ghost, and he's just kind of there in like the mirror for reasons. But even he's in it, and he looks good for someone that we haven't seen for 25 years. He's aged quite well. Who else is in it? Everyone just came back for this movie, it seems. I mean, I think, didn't Wes Craven, the original director, did pass away. So he didn't make this movie. But I'm sure that if he was alive, he'd probably be quite happy with this, because there was so much nostalgia and there was so many callbacks in this movie. It was so much fun. Like, you know how the first movie kept you guessing for the whole movie, where you kind of thought you knew who it was, and then 2 minutes later you change your mind, you're like, no, I think it's him. And then you're like, no, I think it's her. This movie had that. It had all of that. It even had some new characters, like the kid from 13 Reasons Why. I don't really like him. A couple of new female leads. They were pretty good, to be fair. I mean, none of them touched the original cast, but I would say that because I'm old. Anyways, look, all I'm saying is Ghostface is back. David Arquette, rest in peace, he dies in this movie, which really, really sucks. But he got a really good death. I mean, he came back 25 years later and he got a really, really good death. Speaking of the death scenes, they're brutal in this movie, and I mean, they don't hold back. They really don't. I mean, there's a scene where, 13 Reasons Why boy dies, and the knife goes through his throat and then comes out at the back, and you see everything. It's really good. It's really gory. They don't hold back. It's none of this PG-13 BS where everyone, no one wants to see any blood, and we might alienate part of our audience. No. It's a Scream movie, and it's a Scream movie in the best way. And I have so many good things to say about this movie. The other cool thing is you don't see these characters, but Drew Barrymore, her voice is in it. The old principal, or the old teacher, whatever his name is, his voice is in it. Adam Brody, his voice is in it. Hayden, cheerleader from Heroes, her voice is in it apparently. And you know the guy that played the other Ghostface? What was his name? Oh dear, what was his name? That guy. Okay, I found him. Matthew Lillard. He plays the other Ghostface killer from the original Scream. He's apparently in it as well, where they show a clip of Ghostface with a flamethrower. And that's him behind that mask. So there's loads of people that came back for this movie. And I just think that's great. Don't you? Like, it's so cool. Now, honestly, the only person I didn't see coming back was Liv Schreiber, the guy who played Cotton Weary. But didn't he die? No, he died in Scream 4? Did he? I can't remember. I need to watch it again.
It was a simple game, Cotton. You should have told me where Sydney was. Now, you lose.
They even had a character to replace Randy. You know Randy, the guy that was like, there are rules and you have to do this. And if you say, I'll be right back, and then you're dead. And they had so many callbacks like that where a character would say something and then you'd get reminded of the rules that he taught everyone all those years ago. So he had a niece, or his niece and nephew are in this, and they are talking about the new rules and how this isn't a sequel, how this is a requel, and how people on Reddit and people on the internet get annoyed if you with their favorite franchises and if you change too many things, and how everything has to be related to the original cast. And it was just so well made. They replaced the Randy character, and he was one of my favorite characters, and they replaced him with his niece. She did a pretty good job. A couple of the new characters were kind of weak. The end of the movie was kind of weak, where we kind of guessed early on that one of the killers, it will be Jack Quaid, the guy from The Boys. We guessed early on that it's him because it's always the boyfriend. I mean, come on. His motivations, we didn't really get why. What was the motive? And then it was this random girl. I didn't remember her name. She was so forgettable. Why? I mean, it's like they wanted to be famous and they... I don't know. I think the motivations were just off. And then throughout the whole movie, the main girl who plays the role of Sam Carpenter, Melissa Barrera, and her sister, you don't really know who their mother is. So I thought maybe there's something going on with that. Maybe her mother is someone from the original Scream and we just don't know who she is, and then that will be revealed. Because it turns out that their father is Skeet, or Billy Loomis. Well, one of them, her father is Billy Loomis and the other one had a different dad. It's this whole thing, okay? The ending was lacking. The whole movie up until like the last, the last third of the movie kind of went down a little bit. But other than that, it was really good. It was a really good time. We really enjoyed it. And there's a scene where Billy Loomis's daughter stabs the Ghostface guy, and the way she does it, and then she wipes the blade with her hand the way that he used to. That was a pretty good callback. So we don't know if she's going to end up being a psycho because she's bipolar or something, and she's on medication for it. But overall, yeah, it's not perfect. It does fall flat a bit towards the end of the movie. And if I was to give it a rating out of 10, I'd give it a solid 7-ish, 7.5. I'd give it a 7. IMDb has it rated a 6.8 out of 10. I'd rate it a little bit higher and I'd give it a 7. If you're a fan of the franchise, go and watch it. And that's about it for this video. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm DKD6. Bye. What's up?